Shalom, everybody. Welcome back to Each One Reach One. I appreciate you. Hope you guys are doing exactly that. Each one of you guys are reaching another one of us out there. That's the job, right? That's the job. The harvest is plenteous, but the laborers are few. And it's a lot easier if we have more people taking the opportunity, taking the time to try to reach one person. That's what it's all about. It's a job well done. It doesn't matter how many followers or subscribers you have. It doesn't matter how many people are willing to listen to you. If you get one, if you just get one, job well done. Job well done. All right? That's what we're here to do. So let us get into part 2 of laws and ordinances. Law and order, right? Again, all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High YAHAWAH, BaHaShem HaMashiach YAHAWASHI, YAHAWAH Kadash. On to the scripture. We're going to pick up today in Exodus chapter 13, beginning at verse 1. Consecration of the firstborn. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, sanctify unto me all the firstborn, whatsoever openeth the womb among the children of Israel, both of man and of beast. It is mine. How are we to do this? How are we supposed to sanctify unto the Most High the firstborn? The firstborn, the first to open at the womb among children, among both of man and of beast. How do we do it? There are no Levites. We have no go-between. We're not allowed to just go forth and come to the Most High on our own like that. We always had to go between, right? Because we're not worthy to come directly to our Father. So who's our mediator? Where's Moses? We don't have Moses here. Where's the Levitical priesthood? Non-existent. What about the temple? Tabernacle? Doesn't exist. Damn. Can't do it, right? Verse 3, and Moses said unto the people, remember this day in which ye came out from Egypt, out of the house of bondage. For by strength of hand, the Lord brought you out from this place. There shall no leavened bread be eaten. This day came ye out in the month of Abib. And it shall be when the Lord shall bring thee into the land of the Canaanites and the Hittites and the Amorites and the Hivites and the Jebusites, which he sware unto thy fathers to give thee, a land flowing with milk and honey, that thou shalt keep this service in his month. 7 days. Nope. Don't move on yet. Soak it up. What did it say? Slow it down, right? Because you're not supposed to read the scripture. You're supposed to study. Why are you racing right past verse 5 when there was so much there for you to eat? There was something for you to gather out of that. Did you get it? No? Okay, let's walk through it then, and let's scrape the meat off this bone. Listen to the command. It shall be when YAHAWAH shall bring thee into the land of the Canaanites. Okay, he's about to learn. Okay, so when shall it be? When the Most High shall bring us into the land of the Canaanites and the Hittites and the Amorites and the Hivites and the Jebusites, which he sware unto our fathers to give unto us, a land flowing with milk and honey, that we should keep this service in this month. When he bring us into the land of promise, when he bring us into the promised land, that's when this stuff, this ordinance is supposed to take place. He didn't say start right now. No, he said when you go into the land that I promised you, then this is what you're going to do. So again, you see the ordinance being attached to the land, telling them you do this when you get into the land that I'm promising you. It shall be when the Lord shall bring thee into the land of all these nations, that thou shalt keep this service in this month. How are you able to keep this right now? You can't. Like I said, no Levitical priesthood, none of that. It's impossible to do this. And we're not in the land. Double whammy. Double, triple whammy. No flocks. Right? What are we doing? Verse 6. 7 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread, and in the 7th day shall be a feast to the Lord. Unleavened bread shall be eaten 7 days, and there shall no leavened bread be seen with thee, neither shall there be leaven seen with thee in all thy quarters. When is this supposed to happen? When they were brought into the promised land. He told you that's when they're supposed to do this. When they're brought into the promised land is when these ordinances, these laws were to take effect. So if these laws were to take effect and were all about us being in our land, what does it mean for us to not be in our land? That means the laws are not in effect. Right? Does that not just make sense to you? No, I'm sure it doesn't for some of you, because gross darkness have covered the people. The Most High will not allow everybody to see this. Everybody won't get it. Everybody can't go. Right? And thou shalt show thy sons in that day, saying, this is done because of that which the Lord did unto me when I came forth out of Egypt. What did he say? What did he say? This is done because of that which the Lord did unto me. What? What did he say? What did he say you're going to tell your son? In the day when you do this, and thou shalt show thy son in that day. Thou shalt show thy son in that day. Are you able to show your son? And what do? Saying what? This is done because of that which the Lord did unto me when I came forth out of Egypt. How many of you right now were alive when the Most High brought the children of Israel out of Egypt? Raise your hand. Let's see, by show of hands, who was alive when the Israelites were brought out of Egypt? Not a single damn hand. That means this ain't for you. This was for their generation. And it shall be for a sign unto thee upon thine hand, and for a memorial between thine eyes, that the Lord's law may be, see, the Lord's law, that the Lord's law may be in thy mouth. See, this ordinance is to keep you in remembrance of what was done before, the Most High's goodness and what he did for the people. And it's supposed to be an opportunity for you to discuss the Lord's law. For with a strong hand hath the Lord brought thee out of Egypt. Thou shalt therefore keep this ordinance in his season from year to year. And it shall be when the Lord shall bring thee into the land of the Canaanites. When shall it be? When the Lord bring thee into the land of the Canaanites. When the Lord bring thee into the land of the Canaanites, as he sware unto thee and to thy fathers, and shall give it thee, that thou shalt set apart unto the Lord all that openeth the matrix. When am I supposed to set apart everything that opened the matrix? Every firstling that cometh of a beast, which I have, the male shall be the Lord's. When am I supposed to do this? It shall be when the Lord shall bring thee into the land of the Canaanites. No. Right now in 2022, it shall be when the Lord bring thee into the land of the Canaanites. Next year in 2023, it shall be when the Lord bring thee into the land of the Canaanites. Verse 13, and every firstling of an ass thou shalt redeem with the lamb. And if thou wilt not redeem it, then thou shalt break his neck. And all the firstborn of man among thy children shalt thou redeem. And it shall be when thy son asketh thee in time to come, saying, what is this? That thou shalt say unto him, by strength of hand, the Lord brought us out from Egypt, from the house of bondage. And it shall be when thy son asketh thee in time to come. So he's talking to a people and saying, when your son asketh thee. So whoever's able to ask this man that he's talking to, these men that he's talking to, the sons of these men that he's talking to, right? Asketh thee in time to come, saying, what is this? Thou shalt say unto him, By strength of hand, the Lord brought us out from Egypt, from the house of bondage. And it came to pass, when Pharaoh would hardly let us go, that the Lord slew all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both the firstborn of man and the firstborn of beasts. Therefore I sacrifice to the Lord all that openeth the matrix, being males. But all the firstborn of my children I redeem. And it shall be for a token upon thine hand, and for frontlets between thine eyes. For by strength of hand the Lord brought us forth out of Egypt. Right? Again, I hope some of this is making sense. Exodus chapter 50. Wow. Exodus chapter 21. Exodus 21, verse 1. Ordinances of the people. I don't know where my mind just went. Now, these are the judgments which thou shalt set before them. If thou buy an Hebrew servant, 6 years he shall serve. And in the 7th, he shall go out free for nothing. These are ordinances for the people. Telling, because he's given us these laws, the laws of the land. He's given us the laws to go along with the land. He's given us a land, and every land, every civilization, every society should have laws to govern that society, right? Well, we have laws to govern this society, and these are the laws we have to live by. When we were in our own land, we had to have laws to govern the people. He couldn't just come and drop the people off in the land with there being no rules, no laws at all, and expect things to run smoothly. You got to give people regulations and rules and boundaries. There has to be structure and order. There is a structure and order of the society that we currently live in. That's why we're supposed to abide by that. It may not be righteous, but it exists nonetheless. Right? If thou buy an Hebrew servant, which none of you are able to buy a Hebrew servant. So again, you know this ain't talking to you, right? You got to know that this is talking to a people who is able to actually do this thing, right? If thou buy an Hebrew servant, 6 years shall he serve, and in the 7th he shall go out free for nothing. If he came in by himself, he shall go out by himself. If he were married, then his wife shall go out with him. If his master have given him a wife, and she have borne him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her masters, and he shall go out by himself. And if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free, then his master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall also bring him to the door, or unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever. When he says he shall serve him forever, does he mean throughout all eternity? No, it means for his entire life. His life forever, meaning until he dies, not for all eternity, right? Again, all of this stuff, none of this pertains to us because we're not able to do any of that in this society where we're in right now. Another hint, you're supposed to gather that this is not for you. You're supposed to read this and understand what the Most High commanded to the people, understand history, understand what our people have to go through, but you're also supposed to have the spirit of discernment, some intelligence to be able to decipher the fact that everything isn't applicable in our time. Certain things were meant for those people at the time in which these things were spoken and the time in which these things happened in. You got to be smart enough to get that. Right? And if a man sell his daughter to be a maidservant, she shall not go out as the men servants do. If she please not her master, who hath betrothed her to himself, then shall he let her to be redeemed. Then shall he let her be redeemed. To sell her unto a strange nation, he shall have no power, seeing he hath dealt deceitfully with her. And if he hath betrothed her unto his son, he shall deal with her after the manner of daughters. If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. Are you able to have more than one wife in this time right now? No. And why not? If the Most High allows you to do it, if it was something that you were able to do once upon a time, why aren't you able to do it now? Because it's against the law, right? It's against the law. Not only is it against the law, but even if you didn't care about the law, most men, Israelites now, don't even have the resources to be able to have one wife, let alone two or three or more, right? So you know this is not for you. This is for people who are living in a society where they're able to have more than one wife. That's not you now. Stop the madness. And if he do not these three unto her, then shall she go out free without money. Without money. Right? Because according to our law, you know, if you let a woman go, she went out without money. Right? You didn't have to pay no alimony. She wasn't able to take half your stuff. Right? She wasn't able to get a piece of your wealth. Right? But in this society, that's different, right? Because you're living under different law. Why don't you, when you Israelites, I know plenty of you Israelites out there who claim you keep the law, but yet you go before your enemies in order to have a court-sanctioned marriage or a government-recognized marriage, which is going off. You ain't supposed to do that, right? But then, you know, you go before the courts and everything else as well to handle your divorce too, right? And then these people tell you, well, you know, you got to pay this alimony, or, you know, you got to pay this child support or whatnot. You don't tell them, no, I can't do that. I'm under the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Show me one of y'all who's done that before. And then show me the one who the judge said, oh, you know what? I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. I did not realize that you were a Hebrew Israelite and you had different laws. You don't got to obey the laws of our land. You don't got to obey our laws. We'll defer to you and to your God. Will that happen? Nope. Nope. Stop the madness. Verse 12, he that smiteth the man so that he die shall be surely put to death. Shall be surely put to death. We know people within our communities that have killed people on purpose or on accident. You've done it. You had a fight and somebody died, right? You've been involved in a situation and somebody died. Did you rally for that person to be put to death? Did you rally for that family member of yours to be put to death? According to the law, they're supposed to die. No, not only did you not rally for him to be put to death, you probably even rallied, free my dog, free cousin so-and-so, free my boy such and such, right? You just say, no, man, you got to kill him. I know you my brother, bro, but you got to die because you killed the person. You got to die. And then not only that, but then go and make sure it happened. Because you ain't supposed to leave it up to the law. You ain't supposed to leave it up to these other people. We're supposed to handle that in-house. You're supposed to go kill him. Right? An adulterous woman was supposed to happen. It's supposed to be killed, right? We know plenty of adulterous women in Israel. How many of them have been stoned to death? How many of them have been killed? How many people have you killed for violating the law of Moses? How many? None? Oh, so you're not really a law keeper then, huh? You're a law pusher, huh? Oh, you're a hypocrite? Oh, you're a liar? Oh, yeah, right. Yep, I get it. Continuing on, verse 13. And if a man lie not in wait, but the Most High deliver him into his hand, then I will appoint thee a place whether he shall flee. But if a man come presumptuously upon his neighbor to slay him with guile, thou shalt take him from mine altar, that he may die. And he that smiteth his father or his mother shall be surely put to death. Come on, Israel. Come on, Israel. Come on, Israel. How many of us, come on, Israel, let's keep this all the way real. Men and women, come on. In our community, you know what's common? For mothers and daughters to have an actual fist fight. It's something about our people. Mothers and daughters fight like they're enemies, like they're rivals. It goes down within our community, right? I'm talking like strangers. I'm talking they get out there and they throw hands. Come on. How many of you in this truth were either the one who hit your mother or father, or one of your siblings, one of your siblings hit mom or dad, or your cousins hit their mom or dad, or somebody who is in there, just another man who ain't of your family, but is another Israelite who's been guilty of this. Did you put them to death? Any of those people? Did you put them to death? And obviously, if you're listening and you're guilty of this, you have not been put to death. Did you go and tell the other Israelites, hey, you know what? I hit mom, I hit dad. You got to put me to death because it's the law. It's the law. And I'm a law keeper. I believe in the law. I believe the law is still in effect. So you got to kill me. How many of you have done it? Donut. Big old fat ass 0, right? Yeah. Liars and hypocrites. Liars and freaking hypocrites. All of you. Yes, I said all of you. All of you guys. Right? And if men strive together, and one smite another with a stone or with his fist, and he die not, but keepeth his bed, if he rise again and walk abroad upon his staff, then shall he that smote him be quit. Only he shall pay for the loss of his time, and shall cause him to be thoroughly healed. Okay, let's ask. How many of you Israelites out there have had a fight? How many of you have had a fight? Many of us. Then all of us have had a fight, right? Right? And you say the law has always been in effect. That means it's always been in effect, even when we didn't realize our heritage, right? You're saying even then we were still under the law, right? So according to this, if you've ever had a fight and you fought another Israelite, right, and he was injured, he had to go to the hospital, you're supposed to pay that man. You're supposed to pay for his loss of time. Possibly his loss of time and loss of wages. He had to sit out work because he had to heal up. You're supposed to pay that man. And you can't say, well, earlier I wasn't in the truth, so I didn't know. Okay, well then when you came into the truth, did you go back and pay the men that you hurt and put out of work and caused to have loss of time? Did you pay him for his loss of time? Did you pay him? Did you go back and make it right? No? Oh, yeah. I'm sure you didn't. Hypocrite. Liar. But you love the law, right? You love the law that you don't even keep. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And if a man smite his servant or his maid with a rod, and he die under his hand, he shall be surely punished. I had to break away for a second, y'all. I had to get my packages from the front door. All right. So where was I? All right. Verse 20. Let's get back to it. And if a man smite his servant or his maid with a rod, and he die under his hand, he shall be surely punished. Notwithstanding, if he continue a day or two, he shall not be punished, for he is his money. Again, we can read this and say, man, that doesn't apply to me. I don't have no servants or no maids. Not talking to me, right? I don't know anybody else in Israel right now that has servants and maids, servants and handmaids, right? I don't know any, not a single one, right? But this is obviously giving instructions to a people who would have servants and handmaids. So it's not talking to you or me, right? Right. Notwithstanding, if he continue a day or two, he shall not be punished, for he is his money. If men strive and hurt a woman with child, so that her fruit depart from her, and yet no mischief follow, he shall be surely punished, according as the woman's husband will lay upon him, and he shall pay as the judges determine. And if any mischief follow, then thou shalt give life for life, eye for an eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burning for burning, wound for wound, stripe for stripe. Right? And if a man smite the eye of his servant or the eye of his maid that it perish, he shall let him go free for his eye's sake. Now listen. I'm about to, we go get a little touchy. Come on, ladies, aqua. This is to my aqua who believe the law is still in effect. I need you to answer a question. Because you can't have it both ways. So you're about to be put in a tricky situation. All right. See, let's see if you still hold on to your belief. Right. The law says it should be an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, hand for a hand, foot for a foot, burning for a burning, wound for a wound, stripe for a stripe. That's the way it should be. That's the law, right? You love the law, right? Okay, now ladies, that means you're wicked. If you have ever said or believed that there's no reason why a man should ever hit a woman, a man should never hit a woman for no reason. It don't matter what she's done, he should never hit her. It don't matter if she busts him upside the head with a bat, he should never put his hands on her. He shouldn't hit a woman just because she hit him. He should not exact eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, hand for a hand, foot for a foot, burning for a burning, wound for a wound, stripe for a stripe, justice. That means you're directly opposing the law. You're wicked. You're unrighteous. Wickedness and unrighteousness has been found in thee. You should get your ass whooped and gladly take it and say, we know that's the law. I did hit that man. It is the law. It's only fair that he should fuck me up. You should agree with that. You shouldn't be trying to run to the law. You shouldn't be trying to run to the police, run to the Romans, run to the white man's law system to try to get you some justice when Israelite justice had taken place. But we know better. We know the first thing you would do if a man got retribution for himself, you go run to the Romans. You go run to the Romans, run right to them for your enemies to be your protection, to exact justice for you. But how is that justice? If you hit a man and he hit you back, there was the justice. If you then go and get him in some other kind of trouble, then that's not justice, because it was justice once he evened it up. Now you just went and then further afflicted this man, further caused damage to this man. Now you're due, okay? The eye for an eye suggests that now you should be put in prison. You do what I'm saying? See? Don't be a hypocrite now. Don't just love some of the law. You got to love all of it now, damn it. Don't be cherry picking and choosing. Take it all. Take it all. Or throw it all away. Take it all and throw it all away. If it don't apply, let it fly. If it don't apply, it ain't for I. Right? Okay. Right. Verse 28. If an ox gore a man or a woman that they die, then the ox shall be surely stoned, and his flesh shall not be eaten, but the owner of the ox shall be quit. Again, see, now it's talking to people who would have oxen. There would be no reason for him to give this law, to give these ordinances, these instructions to us right now. He knows we don't have oxen. Why would he give us these instructions? Why would these instructions be for us right now in this day and time? Why would he waste his time giving instructions that don't even apply to a people? Because he wasn't giving, this is not for us. That's why he's giving it to them. Not to you, to them it was given. But if the ox were wont to push with his horn in time past, and it has been testified to his owner, and he hath not kept him in, but that he hath killed a man or a woman, the ox shall be stoned, and his owner also shall be put to death. Again, this doesn't apply. But let's just oppose this, right? And say, let's turn the ox into a dog, right? If your dog has been known for being aggressive, and you didn't keep your dog locked up, chained up properly, where you can't harm or hurt anybody else, and then that dog get loose and kill a person, that dog is supposed to be killed, and you, the owner, are supposed to be killed right along with it. Somewhere out there, there's an Israelite who this applies to, who is a dog keeper or was a dog keeper, and your dog has caused somebody harm, either killed, mauled, or maimed in some form or fashion. That analogy would apply to somebody. Do you think you should go and say, hey, according to the law, I'm supposed to die? Are you going to go rally for death? Or do you love that? You love this law so much, right? You love the law. Then you should go and let your brothers in Israel know that they need to kill you. They need to stone you. But you're not going to do that, right? No. Because you're too much of a hypocrite. You don't really believe in the law like that, right? You just like to exact control over people, right? Yeah, I know. If there be laid on him a sum of money, then he shall give for the ransom of his life whatsoever is laid upon him, whether he have gored a son or have gored a daughter. According to this judgment shall it be done unto him. If the ox shall push a manservant or maidservant, and none of us have manservants or maidservants or oxen, so again, you're supposed to understand that this ain't talking to you. He shall give unto their master 30 shekels of silver, and the ox shall be stoned. How much is 30 shekels of silver in today's currency? Oh, we don't use shekels of silver, right? Again, because it's not for you. It's not for you. If it was for you, you would know it was for you. It wouldn't be talking about shekels of silver, and we don't use shekels as a currency in our current economic climate, do we? In this country, do we? No, we don't. Not talking to you. And if a man shall open a pit, or if a man shall dig a pit and not cover it, and an ox or an ass fall therein, the owner of the pit shall make it good and give money unto the owner of them, and the dead beast shall be his. And if one man's ox hurt another's, that he die, then they shall sell the live ox and divide the money of it, and the dead ox also they shall divide. Or if it be known that the ox hath used, let's get that again, or if it be known that the ox hath used to push in time past, and his owner hath not kept him in, he shall surely pay ox for an ox, and the dead shall be his own. The dead ox, again. How many of us have oxen right now? How are we able to keep this? Does it sound like this stuff applies to us? Does it sound like it? Like this was meant for us right now? No, right? It sounds like this was written for people in a different time period, right? People under different circumstances, right? Isn't that what it sounds like? Because it was. So why are we being foolish? Why are we so foolish in Israel? Why? See, the problem again, as I keep explaining it, is that we are people that have gone so long without our history. We were discontinued from our history, right? That when we came back to our heritage and knowledge of self, we were overzealous. We were overzealous in trying to reclaim our past, reclaim our history. reclaim our heritage and customs that we went overboard. Like we do. That's what our people do. We don't just do anything half-assed, right? Can't throw a simple pass, got to be a behind the back pass, right? Can't just lay up, got to be a dunk, and it got to be a fancy one if we're able, right? We do everything with extras. We go hard. And this is what we did when we came into this truth. Our people clung to this old law, the old laws of Moses, all these ordinances with all their teeth and all the strength of their claws, and will not let it go because we have been a people long without our history and traditions and customs. So now it's like our people are trying to make up for all the time that we've been without it. Never mind how foolish it is. It's a foolish proposition, and they can't even see it. They don't even consider. My people do not even consider. They do not understand. So we get looked at and laughed at by other people because we have foolish ideologies within our nation that can't be substantiated. They're just men's opinions, men's feelings, and that we try to push on everybody else and act like everybody else is stupid for not believing it, or like everybody else is bugging out or going off because they're not under the same delusion that you're under. We got to get it together. We definitely got to get it together. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up right here. Let us give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahawah, SHAM, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWAH. And I can tell now, just to let y'all know, because in the first video I told you, it's probably gonna be like 2 or 3 videos, and that's not true, folks. This is gonna be just a little longer. Just a little longer. All right. What does a little longer mean? I don't know, fam. Maybe 7. Maybe 7 lessons, maybe 8, 9, 10. I don't know, somewhere in that range. Not more than 10, right? Somewhere around 6 or 7, right? So I'm glad you guys stuck it out. I'm glad you're in pursuit of all wisdom. I'm glad you're in pursuit of knowledge and understanding. And that is no longer acceptable for you to just go along with the masses and just believe what the crowd believes. Don't be lemmings. Don't be foolish. Don't just jump off the mountain because everybody else is doing it. Use your thinker. Pray. Let the Holy Spirit lead you. And be separate from those that you find to be foolish and lacking. I'll see you guys on the next one. Y'all stay tuned, all right? Much love, everybody. Shalom.